Good evening. This is another tale from the Twilight Zone. Kind of a sequel to Genie in the Bottle. Very good one, by the way. This is called The Genie and the Vicar. The Genie and the Vicar. Chapter 1. The scene. An old dusty antique shop on the corner of a high street. The bell above the door tinkles, and a middle-aged vicar enters the store. "May I help you?" asks Henry Morgan, the proprietor of the establishment. He is an old, wrinkle-faced gentleman, wearing a grey threadbare cardigan and a pair of round spectacles perched on the end of his nose. Father Abraham shakes the old man's hand. "Actually, I'm just browsing for a few trinkets." Oh, it's bad plotting, never mind. "Well, you've come to the right place," smiles the old man. The vicar gazes at the rows of old treasures and junk on the shelves. After about 20 minutes of searching through the clutter, he notices an old brass gravy boat. "How much is this?" asks Father Abraham. Henry puts his spectacles on and scratches his chin. "Oh, you can have that for 50 pence, he frowns. "It's been sitting on that shelf for 15 years. Chuckles the old shopkeeper. The vicar gives a pound coin to the old man. "Keep the change," smiles the priest. Chapter 2. Father Abraham puts the brass jug on the wooden mantelpiece above the fireplace of his apartment. He gazes at it for a few minutes. "I could do with a polish," he sighs to himself. He picks up the brass gravy boat and rubs it with his pocket handkerchief. Suddenly, a pink mist blows from the spout of the jug, like smoke from a chimney. The smoke soon clears. "Jesus Christ!" gasps the middle-aged vicar. Not quite," grins the genie, standing before the priest, looking resplendent in a red silk turban, a bejewelled green velvet waistcoat, yellow baggy silk pantaloons, and golden pointy-toed slippers. "And the genie of the lamp," he explains. "What do you wish for, master?" The vicar scratches his nose. "How many wishes do I get?" asks Father Abraham. "3, laughs the genie, stroking his pointy black beard. The priest sits down in his red leather armchair and warms his hands by the fire. "Let me think," he pauses. "Well, I've never been a greedy man, so money isn't worth that much to me," explains Father Abraham. "So how about peace on earth?" he suggests. "Wish granted," grins the genie, clicking his fingers. There's a puff of green smoke and the genie vanishes back into the brass jug. The vicar scratches his head, looking bewildered. "Nothing happened," he frowns. He gazes at his pocket watch for a few minutes before falling asleep in his armchair. Several hours later, Father Abraham wakes up. He walks into the kitchen, pours himself a bowl of Rice Krispies, and adds the splash of milk from the fridge. The vicar sits down at the breakfast table, looking puzzled. He puts his right ear to the bowl of cereal. "That's strange," he sighs to himself. No snap, crackle, or pop. Father Abraham turns on his radio, but it makes no sound. He tries tuning it, but he gets no reception. "Oh well, the batteries must be dead," he whispers to himself. The priest stands up and walks to the bathroom. He turns on the sink taps and water fills the bowl, but makes no noise. "That's very strange," thinks the vicar to himself. He rubs his ears and tries to scream, but his mouth stays silent. He puts his hands to his lips. "I'm deaf," mouths the vicar, silently. He runs back to his living room, picks up the brass jug from the mantelpiece and polishes it with the sleeve of his jacket. The genie appears in a puff of pink smoke. He smiles at the vicar and tries to talk. The genie scratches his bearded chin. Father Abraham points his fingers to his ears and frowns. "I'm deaf," mouths the vicar. The genie looks puzzled. He opens his mouth to talk, but no words come out. He shrugs his shoulders and disappears in a puff of green smoke. A label appears on the glass jug. Out of order, due to technical difficulties. The end.